Where you at? I think you done went inside. Let's check on the hummingbirds. Well, good morning. Okay. Okay, let's check in here. It is what it is. Go. Let me pause this thing for a minute. Let me see where it's at. Hold on. It's in here. Daddy put it in here. Woo, Lord Jesus. So sweet, my Lanta. Oh, sweet, my Lanta. Who's gonna have it? In the bed. I think he good. Okay, let me put this on the stand. What's my name? What's my name?
Here, but impacts even on the south and southeast side of Florida there, where Dania Beach reported a 73-mile-per-hour wind gust. This has huge impacts. At one point, the rain stretched some 500 miles from north to south. And yes, Debbie had a second landfall as a tropical storm with 50 miles per hour here just north of Charleston in Bulls Bay, South Carolina, and brought pretty strong winds here from Jekyll Island and Savannah all the way up into North Carolina. 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this, and still brought a lot of rain from Florida into Georgia, into South Carolina, North Carolina, and let us talk about the rain it brought across the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, even New England. So many areas here. Look at this. The smallest amount we're showing is 15.25 inches of rain. That's more than a foot. Some areas more than a foot and a half of rain here. And even Sarasota, nowhere near to the center of Debbie, still had the impacts right off the Gulf. That juicy moisture flow here. Some areas, yes, got a foot plus widespread, a foot plus of rain here. Today, in terms of the aftermath, We still have that flow coming in off the Gulf and the tropical waters of the Atlantic. So it is not only hot, it is humid, high water content in the air. So that is giving us a heat index. So you have humidity sky high still here, and then you have all the water in the ground. Sun hits the ground, then the ground heats up and it evaporates some of that moisture into the air, adding to your humidity. So our heat advisory up here is going to feel like 105 in some areas, maybe above that as we head on through this afternoon, the heat of the day. So if you're still recovering, some still don't have power or air conditioning, take some breaks. Right now, it's pretty quiet. But hopefully you'll see at least some cloud cover. Yes, that also brings some showers and thunderstorms later on today. So any one of these could be strong and severe and have lightning, which is also a big concern. And we're seeing this northwesterly flow, though, try to push on towards the Georgia coastline. But lower humidity is not really getting past, say, maybe the Warner Robins Macon area. But still, plenty of showers and thunderstorms continue even tomorrow afternoon across the Carolinas, adding to our rain threat and flood misery here. Still a warm day tomorrow for our recovery. And even into the north there, we're not quite on lose the atmosphere here. And offshore, we're still watching dangerous good currents. We have moderate to high levels here from the Atlantic side to the Gulf side. So enjoy your vacation, but be aware and hopefully you will stay by the lifeguard towers. Mom?
And Paul was talking about all that heavy rain. Here's what it did. It created a very scary situation on Thursday in Raleigh. But thankfully, there's a happy ending. 3 kids were rescued from a rapidly rising creek due to flooding from Debbie. First responders from the Raleigh Fire Department were able to use a boat to get the children to safety. Grateful, of course, to escape the raging water.
It was very scary because the water, it was just rushing on, and there were a bunch of snakes, and they were hitting us, and it was really scary because at the end, Kelly was like, she was barely holding on, and one foot was up, and then the rescue team came just in time to come put her in the boat.
Kelly, what was that like?
Well, I was scared, and I knew I wasn't gonna fall, but like I was starting to get really nervous.
And how did you guys get out there?
Well, so we were taking like a bike ride through the forest, and then I think we got off our bike when we discovered this, and then Emma, my sister, she got across, and Gavin, he did too, and then Andrew, me and Emmy, we were trying to cross as well, but then Andrew, like, he held onto a branch, and then it
What's
broke,
up?
and then he slid down.
The stove ain't been there for
and then we just
at least 2 years. You gotta talk to my dad about that.
Is this a lesson for you guys to not do this?
But
yeah, it is.
we have salad. I make them.
Be more safe around like heavy pressure water and don't go places you're not supposed to. And when I saw that everyone was like in trouble, I immediately called 911, and that's when all the parents and the fire department came here, and then everyone's okay.
It can happen very quickly, and thankfully everyone there was okay, but we've had a lot of river flooding over the past few days in many states, all of the states that saw heavy rain from Debbie, starting as a hurricane, of course, and then tropical storm as it moved further inland and up the eastern coast. But river flooding, of course, it occurs when rivers spill over its banks, but I think what's more important is that it generally lasts for many days over a large area. Even after the rain stops, you can still have trouble with river flooding. In fact, a lot of rivers don't tend to crest until we get to maybe a day
that's what
or
stove
2
is.
or 3 after the rain.
He has
stops.
to get
It just
everything
depends on, the water flow and
rewired
on
over there,
basin,
so
where
and I'm
it's
not
coming from,
pushing
where the
him.
heaviest
Not
rain
pushing him
fell.
to
And
do
we still have several
anything.
rivers. You see them in those
You know,
triangles.
that's
Anywhere
left
from,
up
say,
to
the
him. It's
Buffalo
not left
River
up to
Little
me.
Pea River. We are looking at major flooding still occurring. When we look at the forecast, it'll stay in major flood stage for a while. Meanwhile, we're watching a couple of other rivers that will jump either into
That's a him. That's a him thing, not a
The
Jenny
issue is
thing.
that
That's a
we're
him
still
thing.
expecting rain. This is not the kind of rain that we saw from Debbie, but because we have to
A Jenny thing is to pay the bills. I mean, to pay the light bill,
put on
her
top of
phone
that,
bill
it's
and
only gonna cause
her
more problems. So
internet.
flash
So
flooding,
that's a
top of
Jenny
mind,
thing.
areas like Virginia all the way down into Savannah, Georgia, both tomorrow and then all the way through
And
Monday.
Jenny does
Front
her
that's sitting right
just
here on
that
top of the
thing
southeast. And it's
quite
gonna push her
well.
through the weekend. What that's gonna do is just add more problems to some of the flash flooding, including the Lumber River.
And
Which,
take
by
care
the
of
way, has
herself.
crested,
That's
but we
a
still have a long way
Jenny
to go
thing.
Paul, before this back even into moderate flood stage.
And we also have a long way to go in the hurricane season, and our eyes are back out in the Atlantic and the Pacific area to watch here off the west coast of Central America, as well as Invest 98L posted a home here in terms of potential impacts. Yes, here it is. National Hurricane Center is watching this area. 80% chance of
And make sure that
development
she
as we go
is
the next week or so.
I think that
Right
what
now,
that is.
not a certified
I'll share
cold
a little
flow
bit.
yet, but it is looking healthier moving into the area. We have much more favorable conditions in the atmosphere for the state to get a low pressure center, and then perhaps depression, then perhaps a storm, and even hurricane is not, off the table at all. But this is the area of development, which means Caribbean cruises, Caribbean vacations could be impacted. Here's how this is going. This is, we're watching here high pressure over the Atlantic. Clockwise flow helps to steer this area of interest on towards Western Antilles and then into the Caribbean. And very warm waters here, so all that's in favor for it. Very low shear as it moves this direction. All things saying, hey, this thing is going to develop. But the models now, well, we have a difference. Just like we had with Debbie, and the European model was so early, there were a lot of firsts with Debbie, but the American model, not so much. So European is back on that early turn here with Debbie. In fact, you see it here, it continues to move on towards the Western Antilles, moving on towards the British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then turning a little farther north of Hispaniola, and hopefully north of the Church of the parts of the Southern Bahamas there, the American model, it was slow on Debbie in terms of keeping it weak. And that's crucial because the weaker it is, the shorter it is, the less it feels the steering flow, which will bring it to the north. The American has it developing kind of right over Hispaniola, and then it starts to pull it north. So more impacts to the islands. Again, the European takes it early, the American takes it late, a lot closer to the U.S. So something that we have to watch as we head into the next several days for that in terms of potential impacts, direct impacts here in the U.S.
Yes, for sure. All eyes are going to be on that. But let's take a live look now at Oklahoma City, where gray and gloomy skies have been coming together all morning long. Rain showers and thunderstorms are going to be on repeat through tonight and also into your tomorrow. And what we're going to see, the potential for some strong thunderstorms that could bring some gusts up to about 50 miles an hour. So take that into consideration. That temperature right now in Oklahoma City coming at 65 degrees. You can see some of those clouds out there where we'll see that mix of sun and clouds and then start to see that change in the forecast for us. So let's take a look at that forecast, because as we go throughout the day, yes, we will see the showers in the forecast. We'll see this as we head towards your Sunday as well. Look at that high temperature as we go into your Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be a hot one, even hotter as we go into Monday, and we'll have more sunshine out there on Monday. But this is what we're going to be looking at as we go through the rest of this weekend. So we can see that jet stream, and we do have that stalled out boundary, and we're going to continue to have those thunderstorms just focus on that. But look at all the moisture that's going to continue to flow into the plains, and because of that, we will see more rain out there, unfortunately, before it's all said and done. Most of us up to about an inch, but we could see pockets of maybe even 1 to 2. Now, the severe thunderstorms, they're on tap for today. We can see this across the plains, back across the I-25 corridor as well, so be aware of that. Definitely gusty wind, that will be the primary threat. We may see some hail in that as well. As we go towards tomorrow, we're going to shift it a little bit further and off towards the east, but all in all, again, we do have that chance for some strong severe thunderstorms as we head towards your tomorrow as well. We'll be back.
Geico can help when you get a flat tire with their easy app and 24/7 help. To the right now. To the left.
To the left.
Is the GPS playing the cha-cha screen?
Now it's time to get buggy.
Well, he's got a
To
direction.
the right now. To the left. First, it's everybody clap your hands. Whatever you need for coverage and service, get more with Geico. I got a score. It's your first job. I know what I'm doing. Walk in. Put the mask on. Put the mask on. That too. You walk in. Number 4. Before. It's radar.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built in is like,
Hey Google, turn on Rocky's food.
the ultimate connection. Drive the award-winning Nissan Rogue today. One of 60 vehicles with starting MSRP for $30,000.
You ever try CASHAPP? It's earning 3% of drugstores with Chase free low limits. So I can save on something special for a first date. Wait, that's all for a first date? Oh. Alright, come on. Alright, then. Chase free low limits. No annual fee. How did you catch that?
We always love taking care of our home. But last year, Grandpa here broke his arm. We realized some home maintenance jobs aren't worth the risk.
That's what we call leaf filter to protect our gutters.
Leaf Filter's patented filter technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good.
They gave us a free inspection, and we had the system installed that week.
My only regret is not calling him sooner.
Now we can focus on what we really enjoy.
Join millions of satisfied homeowners. Call 833 Leaf Filter today or visit leaffilter.com.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like Quality Inn for the dad that gets every dollar and minute out of this family road trip.
The day is upon us. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct.
Hey, Jane, what's up?
Well, I'm getting a new car.
Yeah, I'm contemplating the same.
You know, Carvana is super convenient.
She definitely a no-brainer.
I didn't think we'd actually do it.
With same-day delivery, it's no big deal.
New car, new you. However you buy, find your car with Carvana.
Is your dog telling you they may have allergic itch? Apoquel is the #1 treatment for allergic itch that veterinarians have trusted for over 15 million dogs. And it starts working in just 4 hours.
Do not use the dogs with serious infections. May cause worsening of existing parasitic infestations or pre-existing cancers and serious infections. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use the dogs less than 12 months old.
Ask your vet for Apoquel, now available in a tasty chewable.
At Oscar Mayer, we smoke our bacon for 12 long hours. Keep it Oscar.
Introducing Glimier Plus. For a perfect...
Yep. We're still smoking that bacon. Relive the most powerful hurricanes. Hurricane Week begins Monday, August 19th at 8 p.m. Only on the Weather Channel.
Hurricane Week.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and bookstores. We'll even promote your book.
Call 1-800-395-4916 or scan the QR code.
Name 5 celebrities and others starting for emergency.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Dr. Rose, Tiffany Moore, Brooke Shields.
Vaccine mace.
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker's terrorizing Los Angeles.
I can handle myself.
This hurricane season, the heavens absolute punishment. Every second counts.
You don't want to be on an interstate with heavy tropical downpours.
America's most trusted news network is putting your safety first. Unlimited coverage, keeping you ahead of the storm.
This is a dangerous hurricane.
Receive instant information from our team of meteorologists and landfall cams that bring you every angle on our TV. This hurricane season, protecting America only on the Weather Channel.
But didn't I say hello this morning? I forget. I didn't want to go live this morning, but because I went live so many times earlier this week, thanks to YouTube messing up, not saying that my phone's not set up right. Bullshit!
And it's been a very long, stressful week for people living in the southeast, inundated with rain, tornadoes, all from Tropical Storm Debbie.
Yep.
And now, many families are in need as their homes have been badly damaged or even destroyed. Joining us now from the American Red Cross in Columbia, South Carolina, is Mandy McMahon. Thanks for joining us this morning here. So what?
Not McMahon.
And how are people there kind of holding up after many had their lives turned upside down this week because of all the rain and the wind and damage from Hurricane and Tropical Storm Debbie?
Yes, good morning. It has been a hectic week here indeed. We're still offering shelter to over 100 people across the southeast. So we've been seeing tons of flooding, even some water rescues we're hearing from local law enforcement from North Florida through Georgia and now into the Carolinas. So we're continuing to serve the folks that need us here on the ground. And that looks like offering shelter, food, relief supplies, and just a comforting ear to the people who've been displaced from their homes. And we're continuing to see that. And we know to expect more rain from Debbie through the Carolinas and all the way up through the Northeast yet this week.
So what are some of the hardest hit areas, and what is the greatest need in those areas right now?
Right now, we're still sheltering folks. So last night, Thursday evening, we had 14 shelters open across Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Those areas are really in North Florida, coastal Georgia, and low country South Carolina, eastern South Carolina, and now up into North Carolina. So we're still seeing a lot of flash flooding. The rain is still coming, starting to clear up in South Carolina, but we know that there's still a lot of need. So at this point, the Red Cross is offering health services in some of our shelters, so helping to replace medications, prescription eyeglasses, and going out into communities with emergency response vehicles to deliver relief supplies, such as cleanup kits, as people start to assess the damage of their homes and to begin that cleanup and recovery process.
And locally, a lot of volunteer groups and people are out there helping, but people at home who can't make it there. So how can people help the Red Cross?
Yes, the best way to help right now, people need aid urgently. So we ask anyone who can to please make a financial donation or to give blood during what we announced earlier this week is a national blood shortage. And you can do both of those activities by visiting redcross.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to make an appointment or make a donation.
We know this is going to be a hyperactive hurricane season. In fact, we already have another area that we're watching in the Atlantic. So what is next for the Red Cross?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the peak of hurricane season isn't even here yet. The climate crisis the Red Cross knows is making disasters like Debbie worse, that they're more frequent, they're more intense. The Red Cross is responding to twice as many disasters as we did just a decade ago. So what we're focusing on right now is readiness for our workforce. So recruiting volunteers, activating our existing volunteers, making sure that they're trained up, assessing their availability, and figuring out where we can position supplies ahead of disasters. So that's what we're working on, and we're going to be here as long as people need us and working on preparedness.
Well, Maggie, thank you for your work and everything you and the volunteers there do. Maggie McMahon with the American Red Cross, thanks for talking with us again. They were dealing with disasters, flooding already from Carroll across Texas, all the way to the Northeast, and now here comes Debbie, wildfires in the West, so they are busy.
It has been a very busy time, and to make a donation to help the victims of Debbie, you can go to redcross.org/the Weather Channel, or you can call the number on your screen. It is 1-855-345-GIVE. All right, it's time now to
That's my state. Yeah. Hey, that Red Cross in Columbia is so gorgeous, and the people there are so nice, and I've been there twice, and I did one of my videos at the Red Cross, with me donating blood, not going to back to where they take your information because that's part of HIPAA, and I just went with the blood donation process, and 10-20 minutes later I was sitting in the break room, which is in the same room as the blood donation room. And I was enjoying, you know, coffee,
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch.
water. I mean, they got coffee, water,
Okay.
Juices,
So what about $574 for switching your
everything.
home insurance to Allstate?
I even helped myself when I first went there
Actually, it's not.
to the
Allstate
Keurig,
can
because
handle
I
the
got,
switching for you.
I
Just call them.
I had the
It's
same
easy,
Keurig
and you get
at
Allstate.
the time as what
Like a
they
cherry
did. So I'm
on
like,
top.
I know how to do this Keurig. You know, this Keurig is no problem. I got one at home.
You're in good hands.
But I got a different Keurig now. Because lightning struck my Keurig. Lightning struck my last Keurig. My first Keurig, it just quit working after 4 years. Yeah. But they're reliable coffee makers. And I love them. I love Keurig.
I'm lucky. I found the one thing that I was put on this earth to do. And every day, as I inch one step closer to my vision, it reminds me that making it in life.
And I love to use the reusable K-cups.
Calling is to build trucks. So when you find your call, nothing can stop you from answering.
Right now during the Ram Make This the Summer event, get $3,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. See your local Ram dealer today.
The best things in life come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 phones up. And now, buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, 2 months free. All the fast, reliable, nationwide coverage. Make the switch today.
I knew it. I thought something is different about my man.
It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Blue Chew?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. He's done it again.
When my doctor gave me Breasttreat for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttreat gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttreat won't replace breastfeeding milk for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttreat more than prescribed. Breasttreat may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttreat.
While other sauces rush, we take it slow. Simmering sweet Italian tomatoes in open kettles. Slow is good. Unless you're being chased by a bear. Rayo's homemade. Make every day delicious.
Feeling Claritin Clear is like...
Is she?
Claritin Fair. Yeah. Powerful allergy relief that won't make you drowsy. Live Claritin Clear.
Individual SUVs for individuals. Imagine that. Get offers on select models at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lowe's knows what a great citizen can lead to.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
The Northeast is finally seeing a break from the rainfall today after the remnants of Tropical Storm Debbie drenched areas like Canisteo, New York, and Westfield, Pennsylvania. Volunteer fighters in Pennsylvania, firefighters
homeowners, I should say, in Pennsylvania, actually saving a dog from the flooding in the video on the right side of the screen there. So, yeah, it's been rough going things, Molly. You know, they have a break across the northeast, but we could see more shower activity before it's all said and done as we head into the week.
We could. So Debbie is gone. We're done with Debbie. Of course, we're still dealing with what happened, thanks to Debbie, and that is a lot of flash flooding, river flooding, and the cleanup process is going to have to begin, especially in the northeast, where we have nice weather for the cleanup process today. Not so much across the southeast. Let's follow Debbie as it made landfall as a hurricane, Steenhatchee, and then back into the Atlantic. Made landfall, second landfall as a tropical storm near Bulls Bay, South Carolina.
Bulls Bay, where's Bulls Bay?
And mainly on that eastern and northeastern side is where we saw some of the heaviest rain from Debbie. Today, recovery forecast, as mentioned, not great in the southeast. We're seeing rain in Florida, no question. We're used to that this time of year. But also up through areas like North Carolina, South Carolina, coastal Georgia. We've got this front that's hanging out across parts of the south through the weekend, and it's not going anywhere. So because it's stationary, multiple days we'll see the same areas that have flare-up of thunderstorms, heavy rain, especially in those peak heating hours of the day. And speaking of the peak heating hours of the day, it is going to be hot for recovery. Any flood cleanup that you have to do, make sure you're taking lots of breaks because the heat indices for many of us are going to be well into the triple digits. Pretty quiet right now. We have some rain in the Big Bend of Florida, down towards areas like, say, Fort Myers, but then we get off to the coast of the Outer Banks. That's where we've got a lot of the shower activity up towards the Carolinas. That's going to change as we start to see the instability build into the afternoon, the hottest part of the day. You get the energy, the rising air, and then we've got the thunderstorms all along the coast of Charleston and areas around Somerville where we saw some of the highest rainfall.
And Somerville still flooded.
The Wilmington area, even inland, the Lumber River getting more rain where we're already in major flood stage. And then we do it all over again on Sunday, and that's all courtesy of the fact that that front is not going anywhere. This is the typical thunderstorm, so most of them will start to fizzle through the overnight hours with one exception. We get late Sunday into Monday. Look at all this activity. Inland areas in South Carolina over some of our higher elevations. That's going to cause some problems in addition to the flooding that we already have. We're talking about some of the major, the rivers that are in major flood stages. Everywhere you have these purple triangles. And unfortunately, they're going to stay in major flood stage just courtesy of the fact that we're seeing more rainfall on top of many of these areas. We're quiet in the northeast, and at least for today, we're going to stay quiet. It will not be that way on Sunday. But Paul, speaking of staying quiet, that's maybe the tropics. Not doing.
As we say, but wait, there's more here in the tropics. We're in August.
Well, wait, there's more.
Speaking of hurricanes, like 88% of the season to go here in the tropical Atlantic. Also watching area here in the Pacific Coast. Zooming towards Invest 98L. This thing has a pretty good chance, 80% chance of developing, and the development area will push it on towards and into the Caribbean here as we head into.
Whoa, wait!
In towards next
There's
weekend.
more!
The models all have this high pressure, which is usually kind of really high here across the Atlantic, clockwise flow, steering this system towards the Lesser Antilles. Now, the European model has this working on the warm water, but also developing a little faster than a very low shear environment, so a good chance, 80% plus, is probably going to go up of developing. While the European models are going to take this northward, north of this, but you know, before it hits the DR and Puerto Rico. So there's Cuba there, there's Haiti, here's the DR. A lot of folks have this coming across towards Puerto Rico, then turning north in terms of the European numbers here. But as you can see here, it's going to slowly develop and develops once it passes into and across Lesser Antilles. So British Virgin Islands, US Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. Then it kind of fills that tongue to the north and northwest. Meanwhile, the American model has it kind of chugging along a little more towards the west-northwest, including, yes, moving across the Lesser Antilles, just like the European model, but a little further south. Look what happens. It starts to really develop as it moves towards Hispaniola, and then makes that late turn. So perhaps the Bahamas, maybe the U.S., still on the table according to DFS.
Where are you headed?
Where am I headed? Am I just going to take what the market gives me? No, I can just research.
You know, that's backed by JP Morgan's leading strategists, like us.
When you want to invest with more confidence, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Driving the Nissan Rogue with Google built-in is like
Hey Google, turn on Rocky's video.
the ultimate connection.
Drive the award-winning Nissan Rogue today. One of 6 Nissan vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000.
The best things in life come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 thumbs up. And now, buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, 2 months free. All with fast, reliable, nationwide coverage. Make the switch today.
Alien Romulus. They hunt. They breed. They kill. Alien Romulus, rated R.
This is Poof, the fastest growing pet odor eliminator in the world. It's safe for people, pets, and the planet. Powerful enough to eliminate the stink from any organic odor. Yet it's safe enough to use on pet toys. They're pets, even on them. So why waste money on any product that doesn't totally eliminate the stink? There's only one, Poof, available online and at these stores. If it's not Poof, it stinks.
Do you think you have what it takes to make like it never even happened happen? Like this? Like that? Woo! Then you belong at the #1 brand in property restoration. Join ServPro and experience great pay, career advancement from entry level to management and even ownership. Here you go, boss. And access to the best training available. Oh, I'm sorry. Got what it takes? Visit servpro.com/careers and apply today.
If they want us to see a long-sustained relationship.
It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew is an online subscription-based service that sends you the portable tablets directly to your home. No one even has to know.
This is a payday bar with tons of peanuts and caramel that get the job done. So you can think of it as a tool to hammer your hunger, cut your appetite in half, and demolish your urge for peanuts. Payday. Get to it. Also try chocolatey payday.
Everywhere but the seat. The seat is left.
No, we get it. You love your bike. We do too. That's why we're America's #1 motorcycle insurer. But do you have to wedge it into everything?
Somebody get my bike. Look how the brushstrokes follow the line of the gas tank. I have no idea this was a motorcycle exhibit.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like #1 Chef Dad cooking up a free hot breakfast for the entire family in a comfort hotel.
Mom made this.
I added the garnish. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct.
If you're only using facial moisturizer in the morning, did you know the best time for skin renewal is at night? Olay Retinol 24 renews millions of surface skin cells while you sleep. Wake up to smoother, younger looking skin with Olay Retinol 24.
Attracting the value of a car. Should we sell it? Our low mileage is paying off. You think we should?
Already sold the car fund. Go to Car Fund and track your car's value today.
This is the one that helps everyone stay safe. An unsung hero in a building full of everyday heroes. It's just how he likes it. The industrial grade products you need. Call, click, or stop by. Granger for the ones who get it done.
We've seen a lot of rain saturating much of the East Coast here, saturating the ground, giving way to a lot of trees falling down. And let's talk about this because in many areas it picked up 10 to 20 inches of rain, and that's just from the latest hurricane. We also had rain earlier this summer from Beryl, so a lot of deep soaking rain saturates the soil. We have a lot of deep roots in the trees, so we have those 50, 60 +mile wind gusts, and yeah, the trees this time of the year, full canopy of leaves. Some even have fruit, making the top of the trees very, very heavy. The winds come through, and they can pull those roots from the ground. Look at some of the wind gusts here from South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. We also had 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts across the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, even New England. Lots of trees down from this latest storm from Florida all the way into New England. Molly?
It's been a busy year so far, and Of course, we're not even to the peak of hurricane season, which typically happens around September 10th for the Atlantic Basin. But just to recap what we've seen so far, Alberto, the first one, made landfall in Mexico, but it was a very messy storm and it threw a lot of moisture into Texas, very quickly followed by Beryl, which Category 5 at one point, and then made landfall in Texas. Remember all the power outages in Houston, all the flooding in that area, trees down. You have Chris, which actually happened very briefly before it made landfall in Mexico, and of course, most recently we have Debbie. So the next name on the list is Ernesto, and we could very well see that in just the next couple of days. When we get to this time of year, so we're in August now, there's usually about 10 or so days between each tropical cyclone, so each system that emerges. You get to September, you get closer to the peak of hurricane season. It's only about 5 days in between, and as mentioned, we're already watching our next one, and that is Invest 98L. It is headed towards the Lesser Antilles. Where it goes as far as impacts to the lower 48, still some big question marks. But something else that we're looking at is that it's becoming very active for tropical waves moving off the coast of Africa, and that's when we get to this time of year, some of our biggest storms originate from those areas. In fact, you get about 20% of those waves that become tropical cyclones, but nearly 85% of all major hurricanes originate from those tropical waves. So something to watch really closely over the next few weeks. This is about where Invest 98L is right now, so we're in that range till it's about 8 to 10 days before it could reach the United States. Lynette?
For most of the U.S. coast and even far inland, tropical storms and
coffee.
hurricanes are the most damaging and dangerous natural
Come on,
hazards.
Vincent.
And this hurricane season,
That
record
qualified for
warm
2
ocean
more
temperatures
products
and the
from
return of La Nina.
They say it could take a few months for all of my boxes to be delivered. I'm just hoping they come in one big box. Like one of the creators that I've subscribed to, hers came in one big box. And like, oh God, I would love that. I would love for all mine to come in one big box.
I would also advise you to purchase key items in advance, such as gas cans, tarp, generators, and batteries. You never know the conditions of the road or what power lines or trees may be down. And keep in mind, we have placed in post and pre-hurricane items in strategic locations throughout the store, and our friendly associate can assist you on your way.
And Lowe's has everything in one place. This is the holy grail of hurricane supplies.
This is important to be prepared for any natural disaster, though, and we have assembled together a group of items that will be great for you and your family to start your very own hurricane or storm-related kit.
John, we know that record-setting sea surface temperatures could make hurricanes more intense. It's important to have like an emergency kit working in that kit.
Mike, if you take an inventory of what you have at home to get your hurricane kit started, some of the staple items are going to be batteries, flashlight, and gas can. Those are items you're going to have at the top of your list.
We know a Category 1 hurricane can damage roofs. It can peel off some siding. A major hurricane, though, it rips a roof completely off and shatters windows. This is why tarps, plywood are so important.
Yes, Mike, tarps are very important, though. It's going to help prevent further damage to your home or your business. Another key staple item would be plywood. This is going to help protect your doors or your windows.
Hurricane winds are very serious, but at landfall, we often talk about deadly storm surge.
Sand is so critical. It's going to help prevent water entry for low-lying areas.
To avoid the rush in the aftermath of a hurricane, it's really critical to plan ahead.
I'm a native Floridian and have witnessed the mayhem and devastation of a hurricane firsthand. It's essential to ensure you purchase your pre- and post-hurricane goods in advance.
Hurricanes are infamous for knocking out power. I've seen it happen all across the country, and Don, you have just the thing for that.
Generators will keep you powered up. Operate your generator outside. Stay away from doors and windows. This will help prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, which can be fatal. Aside from safety, I recommend you test your generator ahead of season. And if you need assistance with your generator, stop by one of your local Lowe's stores and allow one of our associates to assist you to get your generator back in operation.
Being safe starts with being prepared. And when it comes to hurricanes, always prepare for the worst case scenario.
Be ready. Brought to you by Lowe's. Visit Lowe's to find out about relief efforts or get supplies now.
help if you get a flat tire with their easy app and 24/7 help.
To the right now. To the left. Is the GPS playing the cha-cha slide? Now it's time to get funky. Funky's not a direction. To the right now. To the left. Freeze. Everybody clap your hands. Whatever you need from coverage to service, get more with CASHAPP.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Here we go. Consumer Cellular uses the same powers as big wireless, but then passes the savings on the end. Save your money for something else. Speaking of, I ordered us some pocket food for unlimited talk and text with reliable coverage starting at just $20. Call Consumer Cellular.
I knew it. I thought something is different about my band.
It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew? Blue Chew?
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew? You said it again.
When is my allergies beginning to kick in?
You need Astapro.
Astapro?
It's faster, bro. 8 times faster than Flonase.
It's faster, bro.
It's faster, bro! Faster, bro!
It's mom to you.
Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. Astapro and go.
92% of teachers have students whose families cannot afford any school supplies. Subaru and gun retailers are there to help by giving millions of dollars in funding, along with school supplies students need. We call it the Subaru Love Promise, and we're proud to be the largest corporate supporter of AdoptAClassroom.org. It's just one of the reasons Forbes ranked Subaru the #1 automotive brand for social impact. Subaru, more than a car company.
Are your headlights cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Are they underperforming when you need them most? Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to life and keeps them that way for life. Stop wasting your time with solutions that don't last. Cerakote's kit includes everything you need to go from this to this. Simply wipe away oxidation, give them a light sand, and apply the ceramic coating. That's it. The true ceramic technology does the rest. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
We always love taking care of our home, but last year Grandpa here broke his arm. We realized some home maintenance jobs aren't worth the risk.
That's what we call leak filter to protect our gutters.
Leak Filter's patented filter technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good.
They gave us a free inspection, and we had the system installed that week.
My only regret is not calling them sooner.
Now we can focus on what we really enjoy.
Join millions of satisfied homeowners. Call 833 Leak Filter today or visit leakfilter.com or of the Weather Channel. Now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action. Available now on these platforms. Download now to start your free 7-day trial.
Dealing with, the aftermath of flooding. Take a look at this video. Yesterday here in Canisteo, New York here, that's a tree that's been ripped from the side of this river. This outbuilding being pushed down the river there. You can see how fast that water is flowing. You gotta remember, this is from Tropical Storm Debbie, and we're talking about New York State. So yeah, what happens at the coast doesn't stay on the coast. We talk about it every single storm or hurricane. Impacts, impacts, impacts. We had major rain and flooding in South Florida, Southeast Florida, let alone the West Coast of Florida. Even Tampa area had over a foot of rain and flooding, and you weren't even close to landfall. The landfall is well north of you, but here's the path, this white path of the center of Debbie, but the impacts were along north and also east of that center line with all this rain, and it took quite a ways as well. So right now we're talking about recovery. People still don't have power. Those numbers keep going down, but the concern is it is still August here across southeastern Florida, more scattered showers and thunderstorms, and we have high humidity. So if you don't have air conditioning or you're still trying to work outside to clean things up, heat index at times well over 100, 105 degrees. Today, we're going to see more thunderstorms. Right now, it's fairly quiet. You're still seeing some showers well off the outer banks here, but the cloud cover keeping you cooler. But throughout the day, look for storms here to pop up across parts of central and northern Florida. And once again, the Carolinas, see some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. The good news is the humidity has left you here, at least temporarily. Birmingham and Atlanta, look for a lower humidity weekend. Still hot, more 90s for you, but it's August. It's supposed to be in the 90s, but many areas with the humidity will feel like 100, 105, 110 degrees during the heat of the afternoon here. So take breaks or perhaps a long siesta here to get things done early and also late in the evening with scattered showers in the evening, perhaps running you back inside. Rivers also still rising even days after the last drop of rain directly from Debbie is moving on out. So look for the river flood concern, especially the Piedmont, North Carolina is so gently sloping. It's going to take a while for this water to get out of here. The Northeast, that rain is out. We're seeing a northwest wind cooling and drying things out. Not a hot day today, but a sunny day, dry day for recovery. Plenty of 70s, even some 80s, pushing close to 90 in Boston and into D.C. as well because of that wind direction coming off land there in Boston. But overall, tomorrow, more scattered showers coming across the Canadian border. Otherwise, still not too terribly warm across the area, but here too, still watching rivers because of all that rain pretty high. Rain from Beryl, now rain from Debbie, swelling a lot of rivers. But
all right, Paul, thank you. Let's take a look now towards the plains, where we're going to be dealing with some blue skies that are not going to last that long for some of you. Now, a few clouds are going to be hanging around in Denver before giving way to some pop-up thunderstorms this afternoon. The main severe weather threat we're going to be watching for is going to be damaging gusty winds. So we can see those winds upwards of maybe 60 miles an hour as we go throughout today. For severe thunderstorms and those winds, 58 miles an hour, that's what you need to trigger those thunderstorms to be severe. So we'll see how that goes as we go through time. But the bottom line is this. You definitely need to be careful because we're going to be watching out as we head into your Monday and Tuesday. We can see some lightning out there. But as we go towards Sunday, still on the drier side, a nice mix of those sun and clouds out there, but it is going to be hot. You see that temperature coming in right around 90 degrees. As we go in through this weekend, this is the culprit. There's that jet stream, and we're going to continue to watch this stalled up boundary actually be the focal point for some of the thunderstorms that we're going to be seeing. We still do have plenty of moisture out there, and with that, that's going to continue to surge on off towards the north, and we do have more rain to come. So right through your Wednesday, most of us would see up to about maybe an inch, but we can see a few pockets. We can see the dark green there, maybe up to maybe 1 to 2 before it's all said and done. So that's just something that we have to watch out for. Again, as we go through today, we do have the potential for some strong severe thunderstorms. Damaging gusty wind will be the primary threat. Can't roll up some hail out there, but the primary threat will be those winds. We'll see this from Bozeman all the way over towards the Cheyenne, Salt Lake City, and even down off towards Dalhart around Amarillo as well. So kind of 2 pockets, if you will. This is what we have as we go towards tomorrow. Once again, we're looking at that light red or that pinkish color. Rapid City, you're going to be in on this. North Platte, some of the same areas we could see this. Around Cheyenne, you're going to be getting in on this. And remember, we could see that around Cheyenne as we head towards today as well. We look at the radar, and right now, the bulk of the activity down off towards the south of Wichita, just to the east of Albuquerque. Look at the flash flood warnings that we do have going on there at this point. That's going to be the scenario as we will have some heavy rain coming in with some of these thunderstorms.
Because normally I'm going on
to the east as we go through
for an hour.
Excellent. Weekend recharge is rolling
Depends.
on. The Paris
Depends.
are wrapping up this weekend, but we've still got our eyes on the competition and the climate. Coming up tomorrow, we'll look at how rising temperatures are putting the future of the summer and winter games in question.
Driving the Nissan Rogue. it's like.
Hey Google, turn on Rocky Street.
The ultimate connection. Drop the award-winning Nissan Rogue today. One of 6 Nissan vehicles with starting MSRP at $30,000.
When it comes to your heart health, there's one thing that is essential.
Nitric oxide, nitric oxide, nitric oxide.
Super Beats by Human is a leading nitric oxide supplement for blood pressure and heart health support.
I don't know of any other compound in the body that has such far-ranging effects.
Join the millions of people who have put Super Beats heart health support supplements to the test. As you age, your nitric oxide levels go down, but our clinically studied plant-based formula supports increased nitric oxide production, healthy blood pressure, heart-healthy energy and stamina, and supports healthy circulation and blood flow.
There are other products out there, but nothing close that stands on the science that Super Beats does.
Unlock high-efficacy heart health support with Super Beats by Human. Support your body's nitric oxide production with Super Beats, the #1 cardiologist-recommended meat brand for heart health support. Get started with a free month supply plus free shipping on all bundles at shopsuperbeats.com. When you're a small business owner, your to-do list can be a lot. That's why Progressive makes it easy to save with a commercial auto quote online, so you could take on all your
Already did.
See if you could save at progressivecommercial.com.
The best things in life come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 phones up. And now, buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, 2 months free. All the fast, reliable, nationwide coverage. Make the switch today.
The ones who keep facilities up and running know that the right partner can turn every challenge into mission accomplished. Industrial-grade products backed by professional-grade expertise. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm going in. I'm in this right now because I got something that I got to do. And I have to get off here for that. So I will see y'all later in these streets. Y'all be good. Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.